This is the Alara CC Plus syringe pump used to administer small volumes. When choosing a pump for your patient, ensure that it is licensed and that it is free of any breaks or cracks and clean. Turn the pump on by pressing the power on and off button for 3 seconds. The pump will do a self-test. There are 11 profiles onto this pump. You need to choose the one that's according to your department. So when it says confirm profile, at the moment it is currently in adult ED and we want to choose a training profile, we'll say no. It's giving you all the profile list at the bottom. Use your chevron keys to go down till you come to your profile. So we're going to use training ward. Okay, and then it wants you to confirm that you do want training ward and say yes. The department will be getting allocated pumps. There is a way of you filtering out all the profiles so that only your profile will appear. Go into the question mark, which is options, and then scroll down till you get to profile filter. Say okay, and then for each one that's ticked, you can modify, which will mean an X coming. So do for each one. Okay. And the next time you go onto it, you'll find that it's only the few that were unticked that will appear on. If you want to go back and select all, you just press all and it'll give you all the other ones in there and you can select again. There are two types of infusion sets you can use with this. This is the plain normal giving set that you can use. And for areas that will be using the inline pressure monitoring, this is the giving set that you will use with that, and it's got a pressure disc that goes into the pump. When priming the line with the pressure disc sensor, attach it to your syringe, and as you push the fluid, massage the membrane by rotating your finger to ensure that every part of the membrane is perfused and ensure that all the air is out of your line. Insert the syringe, put your syringe clamp down and your plunger gripper out. Insert your syringe with your wings upright position. Put your syringe clamp back on and your gripper to meet the end of the syringe, like that. And then it'll tell you to confirm the syringe. This is BD plastic bag 50, so press the soft blue key to confirm. For departments that will be using the inline pressure monitoring, you need to put the pressure disc flat side down with the wings facing upwards, and then just slide until you can hear a click. Okay. To put in a rate, you can use your double chevron keys. It'll go in units of tens, and the longer you hold it, it'll go faster. If you want to put in a decimal point thereafter, you go into your single chevron keys and you can go. We have programmed our pump at 3.5 mils per hour. Our pump is on hold. On the right hand side, volume is 0. This will increase as the pump is infusing. We do not need to put in a VTBI as the pump recognizes the volume to be infused once the syringe is inserted into the pump. This is our pressure gauge. Starting the pump on your patient, check your pressure settings. You press the pressure button and this is given in levels. The default is level 3 at the moment, and level 3 is equivalent to 300 millimeters of mercury, and with all the rest of the levels. When choosing a pressure level, there's 5 things to take into consideration. I'm going to leave this as level 3. They are the cannula size, the position of the cannula, is it inserted on a point of flexion, how fast the delivery of the infusion or medication, position of the pump in relation to the patient, and the viscosity of the medication or fluid. When your pressure disc is in place, we can check that our pressure level indicator is different, and it's actually giving us a live version. So the little man icon means what is currently the patient's pressure, and 40 is the alarm limit. You can use auto. So with auto, it goes 50 above the current patient's pressure, but if you want to change it, you can change it to whatever alarm limit you want to set, and then press OK. This is what the patient's current pressure is, and that is the alarm level 120 at the bottom. As there's a dead space in there, to get rid of the dead space, and when it's not attached to the patient, you have to press the bolus button, and it'll come up saying purge at the bottom here. You press and hold that until you see a few drops of the medication come off to get rid of the dead space that's there. So, sorry. Purge, press and hold. Okay. So now that we have set our rate, we have done our purge to get rid of the dead space, we have checked our pressure level alarm, and we're happy with that, we can attach to a patient and press run or start, which is the green button. Ensure that any clamps that you have is unclamped. The flashing light next to the green button means that it is infusing, and also written infusing on the top. At any point during the therapy, if you need to make a rate increase or decrease, you use your double chevron or single chevron to go up and down. So I want to make a rate decrease. I'll use my to 2.5. I'll use my double chevron keys. And then I've made it to 2.5, and it'll flash. If I don't acknowledge this rate change, the amber alarm will go off. I need to acknowledge the rate change by pressing the green button again. The amber light has disappeared, and it's saying infusing. To give a bolus whilst the pump is running, press the bolus button. There's two modes, hands-free and hands-on. I will show you both. We'll do hands-free first. You press yes for hands-free, and then on the top it's written the dose. You use your chevron keys to go to the dose that you want. I'm going to give 1 more, and it's going to go in at 500 mils per hour. The blue flashing light, that's the button you need to press to administer the bolus. You press it once, and your bolus decreases from 1 mol. At any point, if there's a reaction, there's a stop button. Press the bolus button again. It's got hands on it. Press hands on there, and then it says bolus, and your volume here should increase as you are giving the bolus. So you need to take your finger off once it reaches the 1 mol. So press and hold, and you'll see your volume increasing. At any point, if the patient has a reaction, I can take my finger off. And there's your 1 mol given. A red alarm stops the pump. You need to press the silence button. An amber alarm is a warning alarm. So with this red alarm, it says line occlusion, and we need to check where the occlusion is. So you can press cancel when you have figured out where the occlusion is. And in our case, the clamp was clamped. So by pressing the cancel, it activates a safety feature in the pump called backing off, so that whilst the pump has been running, whatever's been pulled off there is not going to get siphoned to the patient. So the back off feature will withdraw that fluid back into the syringe and doesn't count towards your volume to be infused. Make sure you unclamp, and then you can start your pump thereafter. To check that your pump has backed off, press the question mark, which is giving you a menu, and go down to event log. We're using your single chevron arrow event log. Press OK, and you'll see that it says backed off of 0.06 moles. When the infusion or medication has ended, you stop your pump, and you take your syringe clamp, pull it down, pull your gripper forward, remove the syringe, and then put the clamp back up and the gripper in place. Press and hold your on-off button for 3 seconds.